Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Coach James and it is Real Training Live time on this Wednesday afternoon for first week of May. Excited to start off a new month with you guys and have a great topic for you today on Real Training Live. So give me 1 second. I am going to refresh my screen as always and just make sure that I can actually see the broadcast happening live on my screen. All right, so I hope you guys are excited about the beginning of the month of May and are all set to make some great things happen. We are all set to go there, so good. On the monitor, we're good to go. Hey, Mike, good to have you on board there from beautiful Chicagoland. Thank you for joining us today, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of you that are diving in as we get going here on Real Training Live for this week. So I made a comment just a minute ago. I said to you that this is the beginning of the month of May, and it's actually interesting because today is the second day of the second month of the second quarter. And I was joking with one of my clients this morning from San Diego. I said, you know, I have no idea if there's any cosmic significance to that, but I'm sure any of you out in California can figure that out for me. So I'm waiting on an answer back from him on that. But the truth is, guys, we are beginning a brand new month, and I had said to everyone this morning in the Make Today Count episode that you got to have a plan, right? You have to have a plan for this month. And part of what we're going to look at today under this topic of building the right foundation for your business is the importance of having a plan. All right, guys, so we're going to get into that in a little bit more detail here in just a few minutes. So again, for those of you that are joining us live, go ahead, if you would, and just comment that you are live below. If you are watching this as a rebroadcast, which I know a lot of you guys do, because you can't always join me in the middle of the day. But go ahead and just let me know you're in a rebroadcast mode. And if you have questions, as always, I am looking for your comments, looking for your questions, guys. I can see them over here on my monitor screen. So let's jump in. All right, let's jump in. We have, what is it, a couple minutes after the hour. So I titled today's episode, Building Your Business on the Right Foundation. All right. So what do I mean by that? Well, I want to kind of give you an analogy, right? And I'm sure many of you, because you are involved in real estate to some capacity, whether you are direct selling, whether you are involved in investing or flipping or whatever it is, you understand the concept of the foundation. Okay. So if you imagine the process of building a property, building a house, building an apartment building, building a skyscraper, building some structure, you guys know that before you can do anything significant with that building, you have to ensure that the foundation is right on, that it is level, that it is perfect, that it has some key things in it to make sure that it's going to support whatever it is that you're trying to build on top of that foundation. All right. So you guys, if you can get that mental picture for the moment, right? That we're talking about the basics of building a business now, all right? And it's interesting because one of the things that so often you need to do before you can even begin working on the foundation is you got to clear the lot, all right? Sometimes you show up and there's a lot available, there's a piece of land available that you're going to build on, but it's covered in junk. It's got to be cleared. There's got to be trees or debris or leveling done. And so a lot of times when I start working with a client on their business, I'll say something to them along those lines. I'll say, you know what, man, we've got to do a little bit of lot clearing before we work on laying your foundation. What do I mean by lot clearing? Well, in some cases, it might be getting rid of some bad habits. Okay. It means maybe reorganizing your workspace. In some cases, it might mean that you have to get rid of some other things in your life that are clogging up your time and preventing you from actually building your business. So lot clearing could mean a lot of things. But let's assume for the moment that you guys have a clear place to build. You are excited about the business that you're working on, and you are ready to lay your foundation. So here are the 3 things that I want you to think about. And if you're taking notes, great. Okay, but I want you to write down 3 things that make up the foundation of your business. Okay, you guys ready? So number 1 on the list is your mindset. Okay? The mindset that you have is a part of the foundation of your business, guys. All right? There is no denying that. We know that the vast majority of progress that we are going to make in anything we do begins with a thought. Okay? It begins right up here. So if your thought life is positive, if it's inspired, if it is being fed by other great information, then you are going to therefore manifest great activity, right? And you're going to be able to create great things. However, on the flip side, if your mindset is negative, if it is pessimistic, if it is confused, if it is discouraged, if it's all these other things, guys, what kind of action, what kind of activity, what kind of positive things are going to come out of that? So the reality is your mindset is a big part of it, okay? So within that context, again, there are, and I'm going to link your vision, okay, to your mindset, okay? So when I'm talking about mindset, I'm talking about clarity of thought and having a vision for what you want to achieve, okay? The old joke is that if you aim at nothing, you are guaranteed to hit it, right? Have you guys heard that before? If you aim at nothing, you're guaranteed to hit it. So the question I would have for you as you begin thinking about or assessing the foundation of your business is, how clearly can you paint me a picture of what your vision is, okay? How specific can you be when it comes to describing the future of your business? Because if you would talk to an architect, if you would talk to a builder, if you would talk to anybody who's involved in building something and they're about to put their foundation down and you said to them, hey, what are you building here? Man, they could roll out a blueprint. They could roll out drawings. They could roll out all kinds of things to show you exactly what they're going to build on that foundation. So the question is, how clearly can you describe the vision that you have for what you're trying to build? Okay. Hey, Matt Sinkovitz, glad to have you on board, man. As always, good to see your name pop up. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. Hey, by the way, guys, don't forget, hit the share button. All right. If you guys are involved in watching this live or as a rebroadcast, hit the share button, man. Put this out to 1, 2, 5, 10 other agents or other business owners that you know probably need to hear this. Okay. I really would appreciate that. Okay. So again, vision. The clarity of your goal, that is an absolutely critical component of your foundation. The next part is your plan. Okay? Your plan. So, hey, good. You can tell me exactly what you want your business to look like. Okay? So let's say you're a real estate salesperson and you say to me, okay, James, check it out. Here's what I want. I want to sell 50 houses a year. I want to have at least 40 of them be listings that I've taken and sold. Okay, so I'm only going to look to do about 20% of buyer business. I only want to work 5 to 5.5 days a week. Okay, I want to plan to have a minimum of 1 full day and possibly another day off during the course of the week. I want to have a full-time assistant who is helping me and managing my transactions and helping me with marketing and doing a lot of the other support work for my business. And I want my average price point to be blank, okay? So you can give me some of those details and you can say, man, this is my vision. I'm excited about it. I have a positive, optimistic outlook in terms of my mindset and my thinking. But if you don't have a plan, that vision that you have, that goal that you have without a plan is just a dream, okay? It's just a dream, guys. There's no reality to it because you don't have any way of actually making this happen. So therefore, you need to have a detailed, laid out step-by-step game plan for how you're going to go about implementing activities and systems to make that goal a reality. Does that make sense, guys? If that makes sense, hey, give me the likes, give me the thumbs up, give me some comments. But as I said to you at the beginning of the broadcast, when I mentioned the 1-month business plan, see, a 1-month business plan is just a subset of the big picture. It's what you're going to do in the next 30 days to create the reality over the next 12 months of what your vision is for your business. All right? So we have your goals and your vision, we have the business plan, and then the last part of your foundation is your schedule. Okay? It's your schedule, guys. It's the day-to-day game plan for how you're going to roll out the plan that the big business plan that you've written, okay? Because your business plan is going to have a lot of steps. Guys, it's going to have a lot of to-dos. It's going to have a number of tasks that are absolutely essential for you to reach your goal. The reality is you are given X number of hours a day. You may choose to work 8, 10, 12, 15 hours, but if you don't have a game plan for how you're going to use that time, again, you're dead in the water. Okay, so a schedule is nothing more than a roadmap for how you want to spend the hours that you're given. Okay, does that make sense, guys? So vision and goals, business plan, and schedule, which ties into that plan. There is the core ingredients of your foundation, right? So if you talk to builders, you talk to people that are in the business of concrete and laying foundations and putting things together, typically there are certain ingredients they mix together to make that foundation, aren't there? Okay, there's the gravel, there's the sand. Sometimes they put iron rebar. They put other materials into that foundation to make it strong. Now, here's one other thing I want you to think about when it comes to the foundation. You can only go so high on a given foundation, okay? In other words, if you've got a foundation that is certain size, that is going to limit you to the size of the business, or in this case, the size of the building you can put on it. So if you're building a skyscraper and you want to add more floors, if you want to go higher, you have to do two things. You have to make the foundation deeper and you have to make it wider, okay? Because that is what's needed to support the structure that you're talking about building. So depending on how big your business is, depending on how big the vision is, you may have to do some work today to either widen or deepen your foundation, all right? So I'm talking about a stronger mindset. I might be talking to you today about a more detailed plan. Maybe right now your plan is like real loosey-goosey, man. It's like all over the place. There's no real substance to it. Or maybe it's your schedule. Maybe it's the practical working out of those activities day in and day out. Maybe you're just screwing around and you're wasting too much time. Okay? Maybe you are involved in too many activities that are paying you too little money, and it's not allowing you to do the things that your plan says you got to do if you want to build this business. So for you, unless I'm working with you directly one-on-one, or we've been communicating for a long period of time, I don't know what it is for you. I don't know what needs to change. I don't know necessarily what you are going to have to do to widen or deepen your foundation. But I do know that you are limited in terms of how big your business can be based on the way your foundation looks right now. So if your goal, okay, now think about what I'm about to say. If your goal is to create more income, it's to do more sales, it's to put more transactions together that represents what your business is all about, then you have to take a look at the vision. Is it clear enough? Is it big enough? Is the plan detailed enough and specific enough? And is my schedule tight enough? And am I following it so that I'm actually doing the things my plan says? Okay, so check it out, guys. If this is resonating with you, if this is making sense, again, hit the share button. Put it out to somebody. Make a comment. Get it in front of somebody else and tell them, hey, man, you need to hear what this program is talking about today. All right? So there we have it. We have the foundation. We've got a description of why we need it. We've talked about the ingredients that go into creating that foundation. And then we've looked at the fact that the foundation's size and how deep it goes is going to have an absolute, undeniable, direct impact on how far you can go. Okay? So the question is, how far do you want to go, guys? How high do you want to go? How many floors do you want to add, so to speak, to your business? Because, and if you can tell me that, if you can share that with me as a part of your vision, I can help you design the foundation. We can take a look at all of those things that are going to have to happen and going to have to change to make it work for you. All right? So, one other point I want to make about the foundation. There are the corners of the foundation. Okay? Typically, when you build a foundation, you strengthen and you reinforce the corners, because a lot of times that's where the weight of the other structure is going to rest, okay? So there are 4 things that you need to look at and you need to be aware of that are a part of building your business, okay? That are part of building this foundation that you're talking about, all right? One of them I've already touched on a little bit, and it's the mindset. So that is one of the 4 corners of your foundation. The other corner opposite that is your skills. Okay, your skill sets, meaning how good are you at engaging your potential customers? Okay, can you speak to them? Do you have the dialogue? Do you have the approach? Do you have good sales or business skills? Okay, it might be presenting. Okay, so you can go out, you can get people. You can get people to come want to hear what you have to say, and you can talk to as many people as you want. But when you get the opportunity to present and to sell what you have to offer, are you any good at it? All right? Can you handle the objections you get? Can you close? Can you do the basic things that your business requires that you do? Okay, that's your skill set. Okay, and that is a corner of this foundation, because I'm telling you right now, if that corner of your foundation starts to waver, starts to crumble, starts to crack a little bit, everything that you're building is going to collapse. All right, so if your mindset isn't right, if your skills are weak, you might as well forget building this business that you're talking about, because it's going to start to shift and fall over. Okay, so that's 2 of the 4 corners. What are the other 2 corners, James? Well, the third corner is your ability to generate new incoming business. Okay, bottom line is, what do you do? What systems do you have in place to bring in more customers? Okay, so again, if you are a real estate salesperson and you are looking to grow your business, you better have a strong, productive lead generation system that you're following, that you're using. Okay? Because your job, basically, bottom line, guys, your job is to go find the people who want to sell or buy property in the near future. If you're a business owner, if you're and I know a lot of my clients right now are getting involved in investment projects. They're getting involved in, bigger commercial type deals and things of that nature, man. Fine. You still have to find the customers. You deliver a service. You have a service. You have a knowledge base that you offer, and you're looking to get paid on. Well, who's going to pay you for that? Where are the people who are going to pay you for what you do for a living? You have to have a lead generation system in place, whether it's direct outbound selling that's going on, or whether it's an online marketing campaign that is going to reach out into the public. It's going to cast a net into the public, and it's going to reel in the potential people that want to do business with you. Okay? And then the fourth foundation, the fourth corner, of the foundation is your follow-up. Okay? It is your follow-up system, because most of the time, and you guys know this, all right? Most of the time, if you make some calls today, or if you go out face-to-face and get, in front of potential customers, or you run an ad campaign on Google, or you mail out, 10,000 flyers or postcards or whatever it might be to prospective customers, you're going to get some bites. You're going to get some hits, man. You're going to get what we would tentatively call leads. But most of the time, those people are not ready to sign a contract and do business with you today. How many times does that ever actually happen? Realistically, you put out a piece of marketing material, you make one phone call, and you find somebody, bam, that is ready to sign a contract with you today. Guys, that does not happen very often. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is you better have a good, airtight, effective way to follow up with those leads. Okay? Because I've seen this time and time again, guys. I've seen so many agents that are really good prospectors. I mean, they've got it down. They know how to prospect. They know how to reach out to people and engage them, and they cultivate all these leads. But the problem is they have a terrible system, or maybe they don't have any system at all. And so all these leads end up on their desk. They end up stuck on their wall on a sticky note. They maybe get put into the notes section of their phone. Once in a while, they might input these people into their CRM. So they've got this collective cluster of leads that they've generated, and they are not staying in front of them. They're not staying in front of them. So the bottom line is they are losing tens of thousands of dollars a month in some cases because their follow-up stinks, or they have no follow-up. So I'm telling you right now, if you want this foundation to actually support an impressive business, a business that is going to produce positive cash flow, it's going to be replicatable and duplicatable, you better have a serious lead follow-up system, okay, to stay in front of all these people. And depending on your particular niche, your particular industry, your particular business model, it's going to have a different look to it, right? So a residential real estate salesperson's follow-up might look dramatically different than somebody over here who owns a completely different type of business, but still has a customer base they're trying to cultivate, and they need to stay in front of them. Well, you're going to do different things, but the process is still the same. It's to funnel them into your system where you get to present and you get to get a contract signed. Okay? So let's recap. What have we been talking about here today? Well, here's the deal. You've come to me and you've said, hey, I want to grow a business. I want to build a business. I want to have more income. And I've said to you, okay, tell me about that. What does it look like? Paint me a picture. Draw me a diagram. So you've come up with a goal, you've come up with a vision that describes where you want to be 12 months from now, or 2 or 3 years from now. And I've said, okay, but here's the problem. A goal without a plan is just a dream. So do you have a plan? And, you may or may not. I can help you with that if you don't. But we need a plan to actually decide what the steps are going to look like to bring this goal to reality. And then I've said to you, okay, that's great. I love your plan. I mean, I think all these ideas are sound. It makes a lot of sense. When are you going to do all this stuff? Okay? Like, where does all this stuff happen that you're saying needs to happen in your business plan? Do you have a schedule? Do you follow your schedule? How well do you manage your time? Okay? So there are the 3 main ingredients, initial ingredients that are going to support everything else that you're trying to build. Your goals, your plan, your schedule. Then we've looked at the 4 corners. Okay? Because typically the weight of that business, the weight of that structure is going to rest on the corners. So those 4 corners of your foundation, how strong is your mindset? How strong are your skill sets? How regularly and efficiently and effectively do you lead generate? And how well do you follow up on the leads that you find as a result of the lead generation that you're doing? Okay? So, guys, right there, if you just take the notes, you take the thoughts, you take the ideas that I've thrown out to you today, and you actually commit to doing something with them, I promise you, okay, I guarantee you, you are going to make some progress in terms of the business you want to build, okay? So one of the things that I actually didn't say today at the beginning that I normally do is that there's 2 things that I'm trying to accomplish every time I step in front of the camera. All right, number 1 is I want to bring you stuff that you can use. I want to give you information. I want to give you ideas or scripts or tools that are going to have a positive impact on your business. And the second thing is I want to kind of reach through the camera and I want to give you a little dose of encouragement, a little dose of motivation so that you actually go do something. Okay, what good does it do to soak up knowledge if you don't use it? Okay, knowledge isn't power, guys. The acting upon the knowledge is where the power comes from. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do with this last, what have we spent, about 20, 25 minutes here talking about the foundation of your business? I want to know, in fact, comment below if you would. Send me some questions. You can email me at coachjameshotelling@gmail.com and tell me, what are you going to do with this? Because if you just sat here either live or on a rebroadcast watching this and you said to yourself, hey man, there's some good ideas here. I kind of like the way he said that. I think that makes sense. And then you just go back to your life. You go back to doing your thing and you've done nothing with this stuff that I've given you. It's a waste of time, guys. You should have not even bothered to show up. All right? So I want to know what you're doing and how can I help? So I need you to reach out, let me know, send me some comments, send me some emails, let me know what you need help with in terms of building this foundation that we've just talked about for the last almost 30 minutes. Okay? So guys, hey, we're going to cut it off right here because we could go on, we could keep talking about the structure and what are you actually building on the foundation. But for right now, I just want you guys to take a look at what you've heard today and decide, where do you have to improve? All right, let's go first things first. Let's get the foundation solid, and then we can talk about all the systems and all the things that you are going to put on top of that foundation. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense, guys. And I just want to thank you for being a part of Real Training Live. Again, I know many of you are watching this as a rebroadcast, so I just need you to check in with me and make sure you are back here same time, 1 o'clock Eastern next Wednesday for the next episode of Real Training Live. All right, guys, have a great rest of the day, and I'll look forward to hearing from you.